So what's going on at PXG, and have they lost the plot? So over the last few months, I have had an unbelievable number of comments and messages kind of asking me what's going on with PXG as a brand. And it's interesting really. And before I kind of get into the answer or what I think is going on, I'm just going to take you back to a little clip I did, I think it was in 2017, when I reviewed their first 0811 driver.
PXG are kind of tackling the golf market from a different angle, I think, than the other manufacturers. Price point, it's different in every country, but this is going to be a little bit above what a lot of the other manufacturers are pitching at. But when they're talking about no time constraints on design, no expense spared on R&D, you know, getting that perfect club out there every time, you are going to pay that little bit premium. But I kind of want to pay that bit of premium. You know, I just know everything about that is absolutely spot on.
Right, so go easy on the comments about the difference in how I look now to 2017. It's been a tough few years. But what was really interested at the time is I really felt PXG were trying something new, kind of not being kind of run-of-the-mill at all. And I loved the comments about how there was going to be no money, expenses spared on R&D, there was no going to be rushing products out, no strict release dates. And even though you were going to pay a premium for that, I thought it was a breath of fresh air for the golf industry. And if I'm being honest, I think it kind of ticked over okay in the UK. I was quite fortunate that I was based somewhere where we were fitting for PXG, and we did okay with it, to be honest. And the product was really good, performed well. And I think a lot of guys, you know, it wasn't performing over the top better. And maybe there's a little bit of status or prestige from buying a brand like PXG. But there's been some really big changes in the price points over the last kind of 6 months. And I'm going to go on the website now and just show you some of the prices of the product. And then I'm going to talk about why I think it's a good thing, why I think it's maybe a bad thing, and try and explain what I think is going on at PXG. Right, so when we look at the European site here, very romantic, it's February, so going big on the Valentine's Day theme. But as we look down here, you hover over the clubs now for the prices. So the Gen 3 irons, still with the tungsten screws in, so they're their premium product at £220 an iron. The Gen 2 irons at £165, so kind of down a lot on price for where you would have expected to see those. And the new 0211 irons, well, the newer model, £120 for the cast version, but we can see there kind of no tungsten screws in there. But it's the drivers I find really interesting. So we've got the prototype drivers at £415. We had the Gen 2 that we're actually selling at $250, and the new 0211 at $275. So I mean, I can remember when we were looking at kind of £700-800 plus for a driver. So there's a massive change in strategy there, isn't there, for price? And as we go back to the website, we'll have a look at kind of what the offerings are, because PXG are still saying if you can, get along and get fitted at one of their experience days or potentially at somewhere that stocks them, but also now allowing you to buy online, which is interesting because unless you really know what you want, it's a bit of a lottery buying online for loft and shaft. Yes, I could say that if you already know from a previous model, you'd be pretty close and you could adjust from there. But let's just have a dial in maybe at the new lower end price point driver. Right, so we look here, the all new PXG for 2021, the 0211 driver. So as we scroll down, we can see red hot performance, precision weighting technology, adjustable hosel, weight back design. So really there, not necessarily anything that other manufacturers aren't doing. They're talking about a high speed face. We've got a selection of lofts at 9 degrees, 10.5, 12. Now this is what I find interesting with the website, performance benefits. We've got fast ball speeds, ideal balance of distance and forgiveness, outstanding feel and sound, versatile head design for a variety of players, smoking hot looks, crazy distance, and killer price. Now it's a funny one for me because for a brand that were going so kind of top end on materials, performance, kind of very prestigious, quite a nice thing to say that, I own a PXG set of irons or driver. When I look at the website and I look at performance benefits of smoking hot looks and killer price, is killer price a performance benefit? I don't know, and this is where it gets me on to kind of where PXG are going. I've not had a chance to hit the product, but undoubtedly the product will perform because you cannot make product now that doesn't perform, otherwise you lose customers forever. And I just find it interesting that I know you can still pay more premium by going premium on the shafts, so that's maybe where they're getting a little bit of the money back. But it just makes me wonder that if the prices are so much lower now, are the quality of the materials not as good? I don't know, like I said, I haven't tried them, and I'm sure if this is a popular video, I'll make an extra effort to try the product, do some reviews and give you guys some proper feedback. But it's almost like going top end hasn't quite worked for PXG. So now it's like they don't want to necessarily go head to head with the Pings, the TaylorMades, the Titleists of this world. So now they're going in at a cheaper price point, which I like because I think, if it's a good driver and it works, I think it's fantastic that there's less expensive options for consumers to use. It's a confused message for me, when it was all about premium, the best, to go in that much cheaper now, and particularly the Gen 2 drivers were selling at $250. I mean, they've sold out now at £250 for a premium driver is very, very cheap nowadays. And like I said, I like that. I don't like to see consumers being charged £500 potentially for a driver that in 12 months' time, a manufacturer's saying how much better a new one is. So it'll be interesting. I think it'll definitely broaden the market. And definitely from the comments I've seen, there's definitely been more golfers, I think, taking a plunge and a bit of a punt on PXG. Maybe bought driver or irons without trying them. Interesting, because I still think you should be trying product before you buy it. I don't necessarily think a good price is a good deal. If it's a cheap price that doesn't work for you, you just waste your money. So I think the PXG stuff, like I said, is still going to be really good product. I'd like to see maybe a little bit more direction from where they're going. Maybe out in the industry. I mean, maybe I'm way off mark here. I mean, if I am, comment below and let me know if you think it's great that PXG are banging the products out cheaper. I mean, I was looking through some of the site earlier and it was interesting. When you look on kind of counterfeit clubs, there's a line in there that says that PXG do not discount their product. Is that true? Do they not discount? Because Gen 2 drivers weren't £250 always. And I feel a bit sorry for the guys who have paid maybe that more premium price, that then the market gets flooded with drivers at £250 and your resale value becomes much, much lower. But I think the key is, as long as the product is good and it works for you, if it's a cheaper price point, happy days. You get it in your bag, you play well. Does it lose that little bit of prestige from being a cheaper price point? I don't know. To be honest, whenever I've tried the PXG product, it's always been good. I don't think on performance it's necessarily been any better, but if you were spending thousands of pounds on a set of irons or £1,000 on a driver, if £1,000 isn't a lot of money to you, it's still great value. But if drivers are performing, and we've seen this with other brands like Cobra, last couple of years, their driver price point's been a little bit lower, and they've definitely taken a share of the market. So it makes me wonder whether PXG have seen that and thought, well, do you know what? We're already up here. If we can get something product-wise in here and then maybe squeeze the middle, do they start getting a bigger cut of the market? I don't know. Like I said, I'm putting this video out there really trying to interact with as many of you golfers who have bought PXG in the past. Do you agree with the fact now that they're doing cheaper products? For you guys that have been buying it now though, are you loving the fact that PXG is more affordable than it's ever been? Is it in your bag? Is it performing? Is it going to be staying in your bag? And if it is so good at this cheaper price point, is it really putting some of the other bigger manufacturers to shame to show that they could be getting products out there at a lower price point, making it more affordable? And then if we're not seeing big jumps in performance, would you then be willing to change driver on a more regular basis if the product was cheaper? I don't know. Like I said, I'm a little different from a lot of golfers that I don't mind chopping and changing with products, and it's about having fun, and that's what the videos are about. But like I said, comment below, let me know if you've got the product, let me know if you've had it in the past. Has this put you off? Have you decided that you spent a lot of money on PXG in the past because you like the fact that it wasn't for everybody, and now it potentially is for everybody? Is that not your brand anymore? I'm also interested, any of you guys out there, PXG clothing. I haven't seen any of it. I've seen it online. It looks great. Comment below and let me know if you're wearing PXG clothing. But guys, hope you've enjoyed today's video. Just more than anything, it was just something different to put out there. Like I said, I've had a lot of guys asking me about the product. Like I said, even without testing it, I know it's going to be good. Just interested more for what you guys feel the direction the company's going in. Is it going to make it more successful? Is it going to make it less successful? But comment below, let me know. If you've enjoyed today's video and you don't currently subscribe, hit that button below, ring the notification bell, and then you'll find out whenever I drop a new video. Follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Ali Taylor Golf. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here soon. Stay in contact.